Good morning, my name is Josh from Cyclone, and I've got a detailed forecast update for you coming your way for Thursday the 18th of December 2025, the time of the year where all the days blur into one. If you're brand new to my channel, please do consider subscribing. Let's get stuck straight into the situation over in northern Queensland. There's some big rainfall in the forecast over the next 2 weeks. There have been some changes in the forecast though, and for some this is spelling good news. So let's talk about it right now. A very broad area of low pressure is beginning to develop into the Gulf of Carpentaria, but we can't exactly pinpoint a centre for it yet because it is just so broad. It's a very huge, not very strong low pressure system, but it is drawing in that moisture from the Coral Sea. We've had some good showers through the Daintree rainforest overnight. Once again, some substantial rainfall accumulations in the last 48 hours through the Cassowary coast. Some good thunderstorm activity scattered throughout the Northern Territory and Queensland, and all of this is just going to continue over the next 48 hours with scattered thunderstorm activity expected out towards Western Queensland, lots of storms expected in Northern NT, and some scattered storm activity is also expected in Western Australia as well. Typical for this time of year, but enhanced by the amount of moisture that this very broad area of monsoonal low pressure is beginning to draw in. Let's dive into that forecast right now, and it's an interesting one, that's for sure. So we're expecting the shower and thunderstorm activity to be still quite widespread over the next 48 hours. We will see a bit of a lull, particularly for Queensland throughout Friday and Saturday. We'll see a bit of a return to calmer conditions for most. We'll still see the regular thunderstorm activity up in the north, and even a few severe thunderstorms down into the southwest, like we'll see tonight on Friday night, and thunderstorms will dominate the scene into southeastern Australia, but I'll talk about those at the end of this forecast update. And scattered thunderstorm activity is expected to continue through the Northern Territory and parts of WA as well. It's not going to be until this weekend when we begin to see the development of this tropical low, and that's when this rainfall is really expected to pick up. You can see the tropical area of low pressure beginning to develop through Saturday and Sunday. Interestingly, it dives into the Northern Territory very, very quickly. If it remained out into the Gulf of Carpentaria, we'd be able to pick up a whole lot more moisture, which is now starting to make me question how much rainfall is really going to fall far away from this low pressure system down around here. And there are some interesting details that have changed the forecast for this location here, but nevertheless we'll still see a lot of moisture swinging out here from the Coral Sea into the North Queensland coastline, and we've got some heavy rainfall expected up there with widespread showers tending to heavy rainfall at times from Sunday afternoon onwards. Now anywhere around this low pressure when it does develop is going to see some very heavy rainfall accumulations. This includes all of the top end of the Northern Territory, including Darwin, which will suffer from that westerly flow bringing a lot of moisture in from that direction there. Lots of shower and thunderstorm activity, and pretty much anywhere within this black outline here we'll see that heavy rainfall, which will be on and off and hit or miss and sporadic in nature, but we'll still see that heavy rainfall at times for these locations around this developing tropical area of low pressure. Showers and thunderstorms are still expected to continue for remaining parts of Queensland though. You'll see through Monday and Tuesday that rainfall really does begin to pick up, and then through Tuesday we'll see this moisture really begin to surge in towards Queensland, and that's when the heavier falls are going to start for our Capricornia coastline, parts of southeastern Queensland, north of the Sunshine Coast, and then into central parts of Queensland as well. We'll see some steady rainfall there that could amount to some heavy rainfall accumulations at times across 24 to 48 hour periods. So as this tropical low does meander around, it's really expected to be quite a slow moving area of low pressure. We're going to see a lot of rainfall pile up around it, and as such the heaviest rainfall accumulations are now expected along the Gulf of Carpentaria coastline, and then through parts of Western Queensland, hugging the border with the Northern Territory, and then over the border into parts of Eastern NT. Now this includes Mount Isa. This will also include areas over towards Elliot and Tennant Creek, Borroloola, Robinson River, also very likely to see some heavy and substantial rainfall accumulations. And then extending towards the east and the west of this area of low pressure, you can see scattered shower and thunderstorm activity expected over here in the Northern Territory, and scattered shower and thunderstorm activity also through central parts of Queensland. Now this is going to mean sporadic but still heavy rainfall accumulations, and for those that pick up these showers and thunderstorms from the 23rd out to about the 27th or the 28th of December, you could be expecting some significant rainfall accumulations as a result. Now considering that this is expected to be an ongoing situation for multiple days through the 24th, Christmas on the 25th, Boxing Day on the 26th, the 27th and the 28th of December, with the rainfall only beginning to ease off after about the 28th and the 29th of December, more places than not are going to see this sporadic shower and thunderstorm activity, which means widespread rainfall accumulations between 80 to 120 millimeters can be expected in this area here, and scattered rainfall accumulations to 200 millimeters are a possibility. As mentioned, rainfall accumulations do increase towards the north and the west of this line here. We'll be seeing significant rainfall accumulations along the Northern Territory Queensland border, and then up into the Gulf of Carpentaria coastline. And as this tropical low then tracks off towards Western Australia by around the New Year's period, but after about the 27th out to the 30th of December, we'll see significant rainfall accumulations then really begin to build up for the Northern Territory. I'll chat about this a little bit more in just a few moments. What we'll then also see is a lot of moisture being surging in to to the areas of far northern Queensland that we're pretty familiar with, considering rainfall at this time of the year is a big problem up there at times. We'll see this moisture band really enhance after about the 26th, and we'll likely see some heavy rainfall accumulations along convergence zones, particularly around the Cassowary Coast and the Hinchbrook National Park area, but also likely making it down towards Townsville. And as you can see on our rainfall accumulation map here, after Christmas, some very heavy rainfall accumulations are a possibility in the period between Christmas and the New Year's. We could be seeing some substantial rainfall accumulations, a lot heavier than what these forecast model numbers are suggesting right now. 200 millimetres is a drop in the bucket at this time of the year up in far northern Queensland. We've had other major forecast models suggesting falls, albeit not in the same places, but the GFS suggesting falls here approaching 500 or 600 millimetres in one or two spots. And this is more sort of the rainfall that we would be expecting to see up in far north Queensland, particularly at this time of the year. Now, a bit of a change in the forecast, and that does reduce the risk of very heavy rainfall accumulations through central Queensland. Don't get me wrong, like I said, we'll still see those 80 to 120 or 150 millimetre accumulations around Longreach, Claremont, Theodore, Emerald, Rockhampton, the Capricornia coastline, including Gladstone and Bundaberg, and then also likely inland to Charleville, Roma, Cunnamulla, Windora, Bedore, Bullia, and Birdsville. We'll see those heavy rainfall accumulations for those areas, but the risk of 200, 300, 400 millimetres is now pretty much all but dead, considering this trend that pulls this low pressure system out away from the Northern Territory and then into the waters of Western Australia by around the 30th or the 31st of December, and then likely emerging offshore from the West Australian coastline around the 1st of January. We talked about this in yesterday's forecast update, the fact that a tropical low is likely to linger in some capacity around the Australian coastline into the New Year's, and now that looks likely to happen offshore from Western Australia. That will drag the risk of extremely heavy rainfall accumulations out of Queensland. So just to really summarise this, I mean, we're still talking big picture here, so we're not going to have those exact numbers for any location at this point in time locked in, but we're still talking about these scattered falls between 80 to 150 millimetres through this area of Queensland here, pretty much up towards Mackay and then across to Birdsville. These locations here are expecting some substantial rainfall accumulations. Anywhere further south, falls will be around that 50 to 100 millimetre mark, comparatively a lot lighter and a lot more shower based as opposed to severe thunderstorm based. Closer to the Queensland Northern Territory border, like I said, heavy rainfall accumulations, particularly before Christmas, are locked in for those areas. We could be talking about falls there approaching 300 millimetres in a few spots. This area of northern Queensland is a little bit of a wild card, but I am expecting some very substantial rainfall accumulations, again between 150 to 300 millimetres, and along the coastline here stretching from Cooktown down to Mackay, including Townsville, very isolated rainfall accumulations to 500 millimetres are a possibility as moisture trains in from the Coral Sea. And also keep in mind that this is not all going to fall in one day. It's not even going to fall in 1 week. This is a 2-week slow burner type rainfall event here. So it might not actually feel like the heaviest rainfall in the world is falling, particularly when you take into account that 150 millimetres spread out over about 10 days is only 15 millimetres a day on average. So keep in mind that whilst this rainfall is going to add up over time, it's not going to come through thick and fast, which also reduces our risk of flooding, which is very good news indeed. In other words, and as you might have been able to tell by recent forecast updates, I'm not overly concerned by the flooding risk of this situation here, especially considering the rainfall is nothing earth-shattering or record-breaking, for example, but the fact that it's going to be coming through on that sort of slow burner type event here from this low-pressure system that's going to meander around for the better part of 2 weeks, rainfall accumulations on any one day are not expected to be that excessive unless we're talking about Cassowary Coast or Hinchbrook National Park rainfall accumulations after Christmas, which could be approaching 150 or 200 millimetres a day for an extended period of time. This is very much a wild card up here in the Northern Territory in Western Australia. I'm not going to talk about this until I know the specifics, but it does look like at this point in time, especially considering the consistencies and the congruencies between major forecast models, that areas of tropical low pressure are now expected to move into the West Australian Kimberley region and then offshore into the Indian Ocean as we head out to the new year. And that could provide us with some much needed, very heavy rainfall accumulations through the Kimberley region and even parts of the Pilbara as well as we get out to about the 1st of January. Again, details on that still very murky at this point in time. Now, southeastern Australia has a substantial thunderstorm risk as we head out towards this weekend. This doesn't include southeast Queensland or northeastern New South Wales. In fact, these areas with a chance of a thunderstorm on Friday and Saturday are actually looking very calm, all things considered. And as we discussed in yesterday's forecast update, southeast Queensland and northeastern New South Wales, it's a bit disappointing, but I don't think we're going to be talking about thunderstorms there until at least 2026. It could even be mid-January 2026 when thunderstorms are likely to return into southeastern Queensland and northeastern New South Wales. Much relief for people that are just over the thunderstorms, which is the vast majority of the southeast Queensland population, considering November was just a month from high above. It was an absolutely crazy month for those areas. But again, for those that are looking to get out there and chase these thunderstorms, and even myself looking forward to tracking some of these thunderstorm events, particularly the non-dangerous ones, it is a bit disappointing, and it does go to show that thunderstorm seasons, just like all thunderstorm forecasts, can change, and they are extremely unpredictable, which is why I hate forecasting them. But anyways, into southeastern Australia, Friday, a couple of thunderstorms expected through New South Wales, a few severe thunderstorms possible out towards Broken Hill and Mildura on the Victorian side of things. We could also see a couple of severe thunderstorms as well approaching Canberra into southeastern New South Wales, and of course our usual severe outback thunderstorm risk with damaging winds and very sporadic heavy rainfall through the Flinders Ranges of South Australia, and then up around Lake Eyre as well. We could be seeing a couple of scattered strong thunderstorms in those areas. Saturday will bring another risk of severe thunderstorm activity, particularly into the areas around Shepparton and Albury-Wodonga for parts of Victoria and New South Wales, and then around Canberra in the Capital Territory, and then a couple of severe thunderstorms expected through the Illawarra coastline and then inland from Sydney, and maybe one or two strong, if not severe, thunderstorms into the northeast of New South Wales, but nothing crazy is expected. Nothing in the way of very dangerous thunderstorms is expected up here, and southeast Queensland appears to miss out. But for chasers in southeast Queensland, your next chance of lightning and thunderstorm activity to be able to witness it is going to be just over the border south of Tenterfield and Stanthorpe, and then out towards Inverell, and maybe even out towards Lismore and Murray-Willumbah, but again, not looking at very strong chances of shower or thunderstorm activity, unfortunately, for those areas. Thunderstorms persist through Saturday night, and then as a low pressure front moves through on Sunday morning, we're expecting heavy rainfall to develop ahead of it, and plenty of thunderstorm activity, some of which could be severe, if not very dangerous, for parts of New South Wales and Victoria as these showers and thunderstorms race forward towards the east. And some significant thunderstorm activity is very much expected now into parts of the southwestern Victoria along the southwest coast. We could be seeing some very strong thunderstorm activity there, and potentially severe, if not very dangerous, thunderstorm activity could develop into central parts of Victoria around Bendigo, Ballarat, up towards Shepparton, and even towards the northern parts of the state as well, Albury-Wodonga, Numurkah, even Mildura. And this strong thunderstorm activity will carry into the late evening hours through parts of New South Wales, particularly into the western half of the state, but still strong, if not severe, thunderstorm activity can be expected around the Capital Territory as well, and even towards the southwest of Sydney, some strong thunderstorm activity is still a possibility. Monday, we see a couple of shower and thunderstorms developing towards northeastern New South Wales. Once again, a few showers and thunderstorms also possible on Tuesday. We may be talking about an isolated severe thunderstorm risk on Tuesday through parts of southeastern Queensland. There is some instability, but my concern right now is because we're going to have this low pressure system strengthening up here in the Gulf of Carpentaria, we'll likely see a lot of cloud coverage pushing down in towards southeastern Queensland and northeastern New South Wales, which will throttle back any of our thunderstorm chances through here. So Tuesday may be a day to watch, it may be, but at this point in time, it's definitely not a day that's a high threat right now. I'll keep an eye on the situation and I'll let you know if that does change, but I don't expect anything too significant to come of Tuesday at this point in time. If we do have a look at convective sounding though, the conditions are almost there for some severe thunderstorms. I mean, you can see good moisture through the environment. There's actually some pretty decent wind shear as well. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst for thunderstorm activity through New South Wales or northeastern New South Wales and southeastern Queensland on Tuesday. May be a day to watch, so I'll keep tabs on that situation for you as time ticks on. Our tropical cyclone situation right now, tropical cyclone Bakung back down to category 1 status, tracking towards the Cocos-Keeling Islands. Some strong winds are expected across the Cocos-Keeling Islands today. And tropical low 05 view, this is almost worthy of tropical cyclone status, I believe, as it moves towards the south of Christmas Island and then the Cocos-Keeling Islands. Substantial intensification is possible, and it's really going to be moving quite slowly over the next week. I'm not expecting too much in the way of significant movement or development from this tropical cyclone here, but we are going to be talking about the system tracking across over the period of about 4 or 5 days until it gets to the Cocos-Keeling Islands. Throughout the next 36 hours, some heavy showers on Christmas Island are a possibility, and that will be accompanied by some strong to locally damaging wind gusts up to about 40 knots. Same with the Cocos-Keeling Islands. Today we may be talking about wind gusts up to 40 or even 45 knots. It even appears like this tropical low here, tropical low 05 view, may be a Christmas present to the Cocos-Keeling Islands. To be able to hit the Cocos-Keeling Islands, we're talking about a bullseye type situation here. It will be a miracle, especially for a small tropical cyclone, to move move over the Cocos Keeling Islands, but it is again a possibility. It's in the line of fire right now, and you can see around Christmas we could be talking about wind gusts there approaching 50 or even 60 knots as this tropical cyclone rolls on over, most likely on Christmas Eve, but it could end up being on Christmas Day. A situation that I will be watching quite closely. It would definitely take a bit of a miracle to get a tropical cyclone to hit either the Cocos Keeling Islands or Christmas Island, particularly around Christmas time. That's definitely on the rarer side of things. Now, tropical cyclones offshore from Western Australia mean very warm temperatures, and this is going to be the case right up towards Christmas. The lead up towards Christmas, the 22nd and the 23rd, we're going to be seeing the temperatures warm up into the 30s. The 24th, Christmas Eve, temperatures likely to tickle 40 degrees through parts of southwestern WA, especially towards the north of Perth, and then Christmas Day is going to be a scorcher, still holding firm here with a forecast of 41 degrees into the Perth metro area, and temperatures could actually get a little bit warmer up towards 42 into parts of the central wheatbelt, and we may even have a bit of a thunderstorm risk as well through parts of the wheatbelt region, particularly inland from an area stretching north of Cervantes up towards Geraldton. Maybe one or two scattered thunderstorms are going to be a possibility, and this may also run down towards Perth. Not unheard of for a 40-degree day. Definitely a factor that I want to be keeping tabs on, but Christmas may be best spent inside across parts of southwestern WA this Christmas time. It'll be a bit more milder across southeastern Australia. You can actually see temperatures cooler through Victoria and parts of Tasmania. In fact, temperatures barely expected to crack 20 degrees for either Hobart or Melbourne. Not unusual at this time of the year, considering they're still under the influence of those cold fronts, and it takes a while for those temperatures to warm up, but they do get up there. Sydney, mid-20s, high 20s for northern Victoria, mid to high 30s for northern New South Wales, and 30 to 40 degrees expected through parts of South Australia, particularly warming up as we get towards the Northern Territory as well. Anyways, that is going to do it for today's weather forecast update, a detailed, packed one, and a lot more information still to be talking about over the next couple of days, so stick around for more updates. If you're brand new to my channel, please do consider subscribing, and of course, a very Merry Christmas to everybody watching. We finally got the Christmas tree set up back here, and that is a good thing. It's just 7 days out of Christmas now. I can't believe how fast this year has grown, and I want to say a massive thank you for sticking with me this year, but updates to continue as normal throughout the Christmas period. There's no such thing as holidays when the weather continues to pound, particularly areas up in Queensland. But that's going to do it for me today. A massive thank you to the channel sponsors. Their names are on screen right now. I could not run the show without them, and as always, their support is massively appreciated. And that'll do it for me today. I'll catch you on the next storm. Goodbye.